guys, we are back. Wolf is making fun of me. Make him stop. Sometimes the mic's not quite on when I start talking, and then I just say,
you're like,
and then I stop.
I'm like, we're not at the dentist, man. I don't know why you keep acting like this.
Warming up for my opera. I'm like, oh, you know. But we don't have to do it anymore because we are actually back, and we are going to move into our second match pretty soon, I believe. We're going to have a little bit longer break between matches than we used to because we've got 2 booths playing the other streams' matches and then 2 booths playing our matches. And so there's going to be a little bit more setup time between the two. So we're going to be doing things like taking looks at replays from the previous games, kind of doing a little bit more analysis.
Taking looks at Doe's new haircut?
That's right. And although the way they did it, I've got like some weird like part here, like the way they did the not my hair makeup. That's actually what I was gonna say just there. Oh man,
your hair's running blush.
I guess so. It's like I put eyeliner in it. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna find some ways to fill that time to give you some K-pop videos maybe. If it's like a 21 video. Some girls are probably going to
There could be some violence.
I mean, yeah, those are pretty violent videos.
We did get to see Mr. Taxi, which is a pretty classic Korean song. It's
is that the like animated one?
No, Mr. Taxi's not a 21 song.
Oh, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Gotta study this, see man. A lot of K-pop.
Come on.
I hear a lot of K-pop when I walk in on the street and I walk past a cell phone store here, but I don't really know the groups that much, you know.
I would say Mr. Taxi. It wasn't animated, but the girls were quite animated in that video. Anyway, I think we're going to take a look at our replay from our last few games, which... I
think so.
It'll basically give us a chance to kind of look and see.
We'll have to see.
You know, when we're casting, it's hard to see exactly how badly the micro was for Keen, but in this case, we'll see. You know, I mean, it looked pretty bad.
Yeah,
but I guess we're going to find out.
So this, I believe, is going to be the first push that Revival tried to do. I mean, he had a couple in this game that were really close to actually doing the trick. Here
Look
he
at
goes.
this, man. He's got like 2 Hellions and a Marine, and he holds this. Watch this.
Yeah. This is actually pretty amazing.
Also, keep in mind, a lot of those Banelings blew up on the factory.
Okay, watch this Baneling right here. Look at that. He could
like
manually
kissed the SCV and then he walked away.
I know. He just like bumped him. He was like, eh.
Well, let's talk a lot about how many Banelings blew up on that factory. I think like 5.
Well, I think he did target the supply depot, so I think it ended up being okay. But basically, as you can see there, Hellions kill a lot of stuff.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I just didn't quite see it.
One thing I've been saying for a long time is Zerg players need to start manually detonating their Banelings. Now, people who play Zerg, obviously, and maybe people who don't, are like, do you know how hard that actually is to do? And yes, I do know how hard that is to do, but the fact is we're going to have players soon that are good enough to actually do that. I think we already do have players that are good enough to do it. They just aren't quite doing it yet.
And
but
some people are doing it, actually.
It's going to, yeah, we do see it every once in a while.
Not very many people are, but some people are doing it, so it's definitely possible. We have seen it.
When that becomes the standard, though, it is going to change the game completely. It really will make a huge difference.
You don't have to have Jaedong in StarCraft 2 to have manually detonated Banelings. I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. But when he does switch over someday, he'll probably do it.
Yeah, he will.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Hero has entered the building. I just saw him, man. He's going to be coming up playing soon.
Been walking around, yeah. And
so here's where we see part 2 of the All-In. And Keen, without bunkers, still manages to hold this.
All into the reckoning. Only 4. Okay, never mind. A few more than 4 Banelings there. I'm like forgetting the game already. And as you can see, Keen pulls back some of his Marines, but not a whole lot. Loses about a third of them right there.
The Hellions are doing the real damage here, I think.
Exactly, yeah.
And as you can see, the Roach is not really firing for a lot of this. Mm-hmm. And the key is, even though he loses a lot of SCVs here, he actually just has so many because he has 3 command centers making SCVs.
Yeah, now the thing is, too, is he never really sent units down to the kind of protected base. If he would have sent like 2 Banelings down there, killed a lot of the SCVs down there, that would have made a big difference as well. So Revival had opportunities here, and he came really close.
Look at this, how many extra Zerglings he has that he cannot make use of now.
That's the big problem, you're right.
You can no longer make use of these Zerglings. There's about, I guess, 20 of them out or so, 20 to 30 out on the map, and we can't make use of those. He's been rewalled. The 3 Marines rather, with the medevacs healing them as well, did a ton of damage in that fight. And now he's ahead in upgrades, and Revival's he's kind of stuck.
Yeah. He is stuck like a Zerg on Zerg paper. I don't know.
Man, he actually stuck his little Zergling tongue onto something cold and frozen. And he got stuck there.
Beach again. He's sticking it on the Zelnaga tower and he can't get it off. He's like,
man. That's how stuck he was at this point. What's he gonna do?
Yep. It just kind of happens. Oh, they
water?
caught you drinking water. Oh no.
I know. I thought I heard a camera transition, but I wasn't sure. But I was like, I need to drink this water now. And then I just drank it in front of you guys.
Hey, man.
Sorry, guys, I drank water.
You gotta do. We don't want to. Well, the worst thing, we don't want to like have the screen go away and then come back to a shot of us, and you're like a skeleton sitting in the chair because you're dehydrated and you died.
That would be bad.
Of dehydration, and all the flesh just like immediately rotted off you and became a skeleton.
Yeah, it could have happened,
dude. We'll have to do a Halloween episode sometime, and when the camera comes back, we'll be like skeletons sitting in the chair.
Every time I say it could happen, I think of JP from not JP McDaniel, but JP from Angels in the Outfield. You know, he's like, it could happen. He has like a really high pitched voice, and the other guy's like, shut up, I'll give you a dime if you stop talking or whatever.
Wasn't the guy from Back to the Future in it? Why am I forgetting his name?
Oh,
Doc Brown.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Like, no man, he's just Doc to me. That's actually what his name is. It's like Christopher something.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Christopher.
Tweet at us at ProxyWolf and Ghost Udoa.
What is happening to me, Wolf?
I don't know. I think. Oh no, Doa's now a skeleton. You drink his water.
I know. I feel so dumb. That's like forgetting the name of the person that played like Lando or something. Billy D. Williams, by the way.
Someone's gonna tweet at us about this. It's Christopher something.
I know. I'm going to kick myself so hard after I see this. I don't know. So here's the game, too. And with this game, I feel like Revival never really got any traction going. You know? He tried to be aggressive again, but he just
Well, this is the funny part of the game where Keen tries to... He, like, does a little bit of damage to roaches. He's like, well, I didn't lose any of my Hellions. He thinks they're stalkers. Yeah. But actually, I'm like, well, actually, those Hellions never regenerate. And you're not even buying time with them. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, he sees the all-in, and he... it doesn't even matter. He's like trying to repair now, but his siege mode has already started, and the siege mode is going to finish, and that's the key here. Mm-hmm. And you can see there on the production tab, siege mode is almost done at this point. And that siege tank on the top gets 21 kills.
Yeah, I mean, that tank alone is basically the MVP of this game.
Revival repeatedly also takes shots before he commits to the attack, which we didn't really get too much of a shot of there, but...
Well, there was a lot of hesitancy in general in Revival's play today. I mean, you could tell that he really cared about this match. He really wanted to do well, and I think to a certain extent his nerves did get the better of him. He was kind of like, oh no, my plan isn't working. What do I do now, you know? And things just didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah. And this can actually happen a lot of the time when you have a player with a specific strategy. If the strategy cannot be executed, some of his players get stuck in this one-track mind where, like, I've been practicing this build for weeks, and now suddenly I can't do this one anymore, and how do I transition? What do I do? I didn't prepare for this specific scenario.
Yeah.
And, you know, that sometimes can show the difference between a great player and a good player. Some players can go to Plan C, and some players cannot as easily transition to Plan C.
Some players can transition to Plan C. Some players transition to Code B, Wolf.
Oh, that was so good, man. That's
how it goes.
Like, I knew that's what you were going to say, and I was like, I just have to let this happen, man.
Just have to let it flow. So, rough day for Revival. He's going to need to live up to his name if he wants to ever make a showing in the GSL again, I got to say. Because playing games like that won't get you very far, as you can see.
Yeah, that was kind of like watching a player all-in twice and lose twice to someone who defended, and it was like, is that really showcasing Revival's play? No, it's not. Revival actually has a lot more tricks up his sleeve than that.
And I know there's people out there that are like, oh, why are you being so harsh on Revival? And like... Honestly, TSL is one of my favorite teams. I love those guys, so it's hard for me to say this, but it's true. You know, he didn't play well. So,
all right,
let's move on.
Hero, considered by many Koreans to be one of the most attractive pro gamers of all time. It's actually true. I'm not just saying that.
He's gonna have to fight Keen for that. We got a lot of tweets saying that he was pretty.
I know, yeah. Some people were tweeting that Keen was pretty. You know, Hero. He's got. Look at his hair, man. He's got a powerful image there. You know.
All right.
I'm just saying, man.
All right. No, that's fine. I'm not going to judge.
He also
That's
likes
fine.
Picari Sweat, man. Picari Sweat's a good drink.
It is. It's pretty good.
Even the Zealot's hanging out with him, man. He's a popular guy.
So it's like, hey, can I come to the booth? And Hero's like, yeah, you're the only one I'll allow in there.
Well, Hero's PvZ is actually really good. He
is.
really loves Phoenix play.
Very innovative as well.
Yeah, he's
in a lot
very
of
innovative.
cases.
He's really an exciting player, and as a player that I've been watching for quite some time, way long ago, I've been watching this guy.
Also,
and
a
now who
fan
is this
favorite,
guy? This guy is on the team Infinity 7, an awesome team. I'll talk a little about these guys. It's a foreign team. It's got 2 Korean players, CrazymoviNG and Mentalist. Mentalist is probably someone you guys have heard of. He's played in a lot of foreign tournaments. But this team is actually managed by a girl who is a photographer, and she's actually quite well known for photography. And you know, this team is starting to really make a splash in the scene, and even in Korea, it's really impressive to have, you know, kind of a foreign player is also Korean in the GSL, and such a small team that's really starting to make a splash.
Well, you were telling me too that he actually didn't really practice much before.
Yeah, he actually said in interviews that he practiced about 5 games a day before Code A qualifiers. He felt pretty comfortable, confident, and he said, if I practice more for Code A, I mean, for how well I did in the qualifiers, I think I'll be fine. He's a really confident guy.
He's kind of doing some crazy moves there. He's like kind of jiggling around, sort of like...
Yeah, he's moving a little bit crazy.
Crazy moving. Well, if you shorten up his team name, it does say is crazy moving. So
he is
we'll
crazy
see.
moving.
I haven't seen this guy play yet, but I've heard rumors that he has some pretty crazy stuff up his sleeve as well.
Yeah, so
we'll see.
We're gonna take a look at our maps here. Our first map is going to be Tal'Darim Altar, followed by Belshire Beach. It's going to be the snowy Belshire Beach, the new one, and Crossfire SE, the classic map.
Yeah. Well, this will be a really interesting match as well. CrazymoviNG trying to gain some fans going against someone who is already a fan favorite. Of course, Team Liquid, a gigantic StarCraft website out there in the world. And it looks like we are about to move into the game very, very soon here. Team Liquid's Hero versus Infinity 7's CrazymoviNG. Here in the GSL Code A with Doa and Wolf. Let's get in the game. Someday we'll get like Stone Temple Pilots or something for the GSL. That'd be awesome. Thank you to our sponsors here. Thank you guys at home for watching. You are awesome as well. And down at the bottom right part of the map, we have from Team Liquid, he is...
Hero.
It's a cool voice.
That was he said it, man. That was the guy
that
right
was
there.
him.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was him,
I
I
see.
think,
They
man.
put the microphone right up in front of him.
They zoomed out.
Yep. He's like, I'm going to hold this pose all game.
He cannot hold, man.
Oh, right down the bottom left. It is.
Infinity 7, CrazymoviNG.
Oh, cool.
I can imagine Kerrigan saying that and like moving her hands weirdly.
CrazymoviNG. You can't be that funny when I'm doing intros, man. I'm forbidding you from being funny. And I'm doing that from now on.
I'm sorry.
And Hero finds his opponent right away, but this should give CrazymoviNG a pretty good clue as to where his opponent is as well.
Yeah, very true.
Yep. And what is Hero going to do? I am wondering.
Well, it is going to be a 14 pool. Not going to go hatch first. Of course, you can't really go hatch first when your opponent has a probe in your base that early.
Right. Well, I'm wondering if Hero... I was wondering if Hero was going to go Nexus first, but no, he did go for the Forge. Putting down that pylon just to slow down the expansion for CrazymoviNG a little bit. Not a huge investment, so you do see a lot of Protoss players doing that.
Yeah,
But
indeed.
CrazymoviNG not opting for the Speedling expand. That's a little bit interesting. I mean, on a map this size, it's not very surprising, I would say, but it is interesting.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And of course, in this case, his opponent went for a Forge fast expand, Forge first before Nexus, because he was able to scout exactly what was going on. And this is not your standard situation. You usually don't scout first on this map. You don't get that early of a scout. And so, you know, now he's going to make that Nexus in plain sight of the Overlord.
Yep, there it is. And the cannon will be coming up shortly as well to help make that wall a little bit more secure.
4 Zerglings on the way to clean up that pylon. In fact, he's going to make the gateway first in this case because he knows the Zerglings aren't out yet because his pylon's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
So that pylon serves multiple purposes. He knows exactly where the Zerglings are at all times.
Yep.
And make that cannon after the gateway.
Now, you and I on our casts have talked quite a bit about Stargate play versus Zerg.
Oh yeah, man. We've talked
And
so much about that.
how difficult it is to make it work, but I think that Hero is one of those few Protoss players out there that can make it work.
Where's that drone going, man? Is he gonna take a fast third base?
He's moving in a crazy direction, man. That's what
That
he's
drone
doing.
is crazy moving.
He's crazy moving. He's wiggling around.
Oh, but this probe is
wow.
gonna see it.
Is Hero actually this
Oh.
smart? Oh, he can't see it.
Oh,
though.
he can't quite see it,
He can't see it.
and
Is
he
gonna-
will not see it.
Oh wow, that was so close.
Close call indeed.
I was
man.
like, if Hero actually left his probe there to look specifically for that, he's actually the smartest Protoss player in the world suddenly. So, but wow, yeah, he has no idea this is coming up. He is going to do some scouting though. You have to imagine that although this is the first time that these guys are meeting in the GSL, they've probably met each other on ladder plenty of times. You know,
Yeah.
they've probably played against each other in the past. So Hero will have a little bit of an idea anyway about what his opponent could possibly do.
And as you were saying earlier, I think that we can reasonably expect to see Stargate play out of Hero. Hero is really well known for his Stargate play. His Phoenix
he's
play
good.
is quite good. And I remember even months and months ago, when I saw him play in other tournaments, especially some of the FX Open tournaments that I cast, I was like, well, this guy's Phoenix control is on another level, man. It's actually beyond everyone else's. Here's the first
And there it
Stargate
is.
coming down for Hero.
There's the Stargate. Will it be one Stargate or two Stargates? Probably one.
Yeah, he hasn't taken his gases yet at his natural, and Crazy Moving has actually scouted that his opponent has not taken those gases.
Yeah. And so from
The probe
here,
is going to see.
oh, is he? Is he? Oh, he does find the expansion. And now Crazy Moving is going to need to do some crazy moving to keep that safe.
Well, he's actually taking that base in particular is really smart because given the positions, it's actually further away from his opponent than
That's
taking the
true.
rocks third base that's closer to him.
It's true.
So it's kind of a smart move that if the Stargate play starts to attack that base, for example, you know that they're going to have to fly further. Even ground units are going to have to walk further. So it's a smart base for him to take. He can take it faster. And now, with this version of this map, you know, that has two gases and everything else, it's a very standard base over there.
Very true. And a Roach Warren on the way right now for Crazy Moving. They
Does
don't
not know about the
exactly-
Stargate, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, but he sees the Chrono Boost. Or,
Yeah, he can't quite. He knows that something is there, but he does not know what yet. But he's about to find out as a Void Ray will pop out and kill the Overlord.
yeah, that'll kind of answer that question. Overlord's like, well, I think there's a Stargate. The Overmind's like, what makes you think that? The Overlord just goes, yeah. It's the sound of an Overlord dying to a Void Ray,
Well,
by the way, in case you're wondering.
In between Brood War and StarCraft 2, Overlords have matured. You know, when you click on them, they move around. They're not quite as noisy and annoying as they were
They
before.
settled down a little bit.
They
yeah,
settled down. You know, they've matured a little bit. They're not quite as
Yeah.
crazy as before. They're not the party animals they once were.
Sounded like a horse with a beanbag chair over his head before, but now it's more like,
actually just died.
well, come back to me, Wolf.
Well, this Void Ray is going to be used by Hero to try to pick off a queen, but there are already spores in place. What he can use this for, though, and Hero has done this in the past, is to prevent creep from being spread. He is going to try to maybe target down some drones here. Actually deciding to go for one of the spore crawlers that's building.
And a second Stargate going up for Hero as well, so he's going to really push the issue with this airplay here. And look at that, pulling back without taking too much hull damage. Not bad. Did some significant damage to that Spore Crawler. He's like, hey, if you want to keep that Spore Crawler alive, you can. It's going to cost you some energy, though. It's going to cost you some larvae, some creep tumors. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think it's worth it.
Lucky punk. The Void Ray is actually going to be able to hit the hatchery without the spores hitting it, but the Queen, of course, has more range, and the Queen can walk around, slap that Void Ray down. So there's going to be a little bit of a micro tug here between the Phoenixes and the Void Ray and the Queen.
Right.
And actually, Hero decides he doesn't want to play tug of war. Leaves. He's going to go for these rocks.
Yep. Also getting Zealot charge as well, so this may be...
this is a pretty common timing attack to see fail in the GSL.
Exactly, yeah, this Phoenix Void Ray charge lot
Yeah,
stuff.
we've seen this so many times fail.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of times we're like, oh, we've seen this before, it's common strategy, but this time it's a common strategy we've seen fail. But, you know, again, if anyone can make it work, I feel like it's Hero. He's doing some decent damage with this. He's not losing units.
He's not losing any of his Phoenixes.
Yeah.
He actually has just conceded to...
He's gonna kill
man, he's going to kill another
too.
queen. He may even kill some of these roaches if he wants to.
Yeah. Man, Hero's just playing so well with these units here.
And I have to say, with what Hero has done different from most Protoss who do the Stargate play, is they force the spores, but then they're like, well, I have to kill Queen, so I'm just going to lose a lot of my Stargate units. But Hero has actually just said, I'm going to attack in every different angle, so you have to have a spore crawler here, 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 and here. And then, of course, that's 5 drones gone.
Exactly.
That's a lot of minerals spent.
Now, the big question right now is Hero going to be able to lift enough of these roaches to allow the Zealots to do their thing? Because that's the thing, is that the Zealots by themselves aren't too good against roaches, even with charge.
As is evident by this.
Yeah, the other two just kind of make a run for it. They're like, we're not even going to try to charge. We don't want to waste our cooldown.
Very true.
And Hero also, as you can see, starting to produce the first of his Templars, which you can use for a multitude, that is, of different things.
Very
Storm
true
on the
indeed.
way.
Yeah, this is actually...
Archons will be good as well.
He's actually just not going to do the timing attack. He's like, well, you prepared for this, and I'm just not going to do it. He kept Zealots over there, as you guys just saw, to attack any drones or any units that try to go destroy the rocks, and also it gives him an opportunity to do run-bys because his opponent is out in the middle of the map. He's got Blink on the way.
Hero is what I would call aggressive in a patient way. He's aggressive, but he doesn't overdo it very often. And here's what I was waiting for from CrazymoviNG, was the Mutalisk switch, because it's so popular right now in ZVP, and it's so good in a lot of ways. I kind of expected him to do it.
Yeah, 14 mutas in total being produced here. He's got +1 attack on the way. He's got Overlord speed on the way as well.
Now, does Hero know about the Spire at the moment?
I do not believe he was able to see that. He actually is. He's about to see it. Oh, no, he almost saw it. Still does not know yet. He's very close to seeing it with these Phoenixes. Oh, this is not what we were...
Oh, and here come the mutas.
Here they come. Does lose one.
Yeah, that's the thing, is people are like, well, Phoenixes can micro against Mutalisks forever, but the fact is mutas will kill Phoenixes so quickly if they ever get within range.
Yeah. It's not looking good for Hero, man. There's a lot of mutas out. He's still got that Roach army. Hero has a third base up. What he does have going for him is Storm. Yeah, that is what he's got going for him here. It's a really nice timing on that Storm. He's got 3 High Templar with enough energy to storm twice, each of them about enough to storm twice.
Whoa, that Void Ray died fast.
Yeah, that was
quick
and easy,
for him. Yeah.
That's the best way to die, I think.
Quickly?
Yeah.
The Glaive Worms?
Not necessarily the Glaive Worms.
I don't know, man.
At least he didn't die to a Glaive Worm that bounced off of another unit. That would be terrible.
If I had to pick like a StarCraft way to die, it'd be like either Snipe or Nuke. That's quick, man. Quick and
that is quick. That's a good point.
painless, yeah.
What if you have a lot of hit points, though? What if you had a lot of hit points and you had to be sniped several times, man? I don't know if that would be the way to go.
Like a Broodlord would enjoy too much. But look at this CrazymoviNG doing a good job.
Yeah, beautiful micro by CrazymoviNG. Microing against Blink Stalkers and Phoenixes, no problem. I'll just take out that assimilator.
Yeah.
Another thing CrazymoviNG is doing that's awesome right now is he's taking hatcheries around the outside of the map.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Those Phoenixes getting a little ahead of themselves. Nice micro by Hero. CrazymoviNG has maxed out Heroes at just 126 supply. This is common, though, in Protoss versus Zerg. The Protoss just kind of has to turtle up and get that maxed army and then start surgically removing hatcheries from the map. But it's going to be hard.
Removing?
That's what he has to do, man. He's got to make a death ball and surgically remove hatcheries.
It's like Operation. You touch the edges of the map and the Overlord's nose glows red and he goes, ah.
Well, in this case, those hatcheries are very far away. They're all the way at the top left and all the way at the top right.
Yeah, it can be very difficult to deal with that. You can't exactly move your entire army or, a big amount to go kill that quickly, especially with Mutalisks out on the field. CrazymoviNG is playing this exactly right. Oh, big whiff with the Storm.
Yeah, I totally missed those. Zealots actually getting caught here as well. They're trying to go and find hatcheries, but CrazymoviNG is on top of everything, man. He's cut off all the paths.
He is making 7 more Mutalisks right now as well. He's actually got enough stuff to just attack. He can just A-move and avoid storms. And if he does that, he's going to win this game.
Oh, picking up 2 Phoenixes there. A very good trade there.
Oh, he's got to watch out for the storm.
Got the last 2, and is going to pick up some of these Stalkers. No storms just yet on these mutas.
Oh, there they are. But look at that again, barely taking any damage from it. I don't know, man. CrazymoviNG, we might have to start calling him impressive moving.
Yeah, man. Those mutas are pretty crazy. Look at how fast they're moving. Oh!
A little bit of damage there.
I didn't quite dodge that one.
Mutas are starting to get a little bit low. The storms are starting to stack.
Oh man, look at that. It's still getting away.
Wow.
Actually, using the fact his opponent stormed his own stalkers to try to pick some of those off. A very risky move.
Yeah.
Some might say a little crazy.
I think CrazymoviNG is going to actually tone it down a little bit here. He needs to pull away, let those
Look at this though, he's doing two-pronged attacks, hitting the High Templar, picking off pylons here. He's going to get out with these roaches, abusing everything that Hero can throw at him.
This is really cool.
Now, look, he's blinking his stalkers forward. Here come the Mutas, back
Mutas
to the
at the
natural.
Yep, there they
Killing
are.
the High Templar, immediately targeting down cannons.
Yeah, that Templar did not even get to storm. The Mutas saw the forecast and they said, this calls for sunny skies, man.
That's what
No
they said,
storms
man.
for us. It's not going to ruin our picnic.
They will not allow Hero to mine from that gas today.
That's right.
But Hero has gotten tired of these Mutalisk harass. He's gotten fed up. He may have reached the going point. He's moving out with a very large force. Right now, CrazymoviNG's minerals have stacked up so high because he's been maxed out for so long.
Yeah, he's going to do
Oh,
fine.
it's just what CrazymoviNG wanted, though. He's got so
he's
many
gotta watch out.
Zerglings. Gotta be
Whoa.
careful of the storm. Whoa!
Oh, storming his own Templar. That will not win you a lot of games.
Yeah, I can see a lot of frustration in Hero's play right now, and
Wow,
as a Protoss player who
kidding.
deals with high-level Mutalisk harass all the time myself, I can tell you guys it is a frustrating situation, especially after, look at how many cannons he's made. He still can't defend against the harass.
Yep.
Can't take a fourth base. He knows there are bases out there, but he can't even send his zealots to attack them because CrazymoviNG is crazily moving everywhere all over the map.
The movements are quite crazy. I like this by Hero, though, trying to find bases to pick off, but you know, it's just not going to work on a map this size to walk Zealots all the way across there. I'm sorry, Hero, but those Mutas are going to kill your Zealots, man. Look at that. They're killing them right now. It just does not work.
It's not working, and look at this. Spreads creep to block this Nexus, and is actually going to attack these cannons. Fortunately, though, Hero is totally prepared for that.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he's going to
targeting
pick
down
off
the
a
Templar.
Look at that excellent presence, excellent awareness by CrazymoviNG. He gets both of the Templar.
But meanwhile, Hero is assaulting one of the bases of CrazymoviNG over here at the 9 o'clock position.
Yeah, but you know what? I think CrazymoviNG has enough Mutas to just come back and end this when he wants to.
Yeah, he's got so many bases around. If he can save the drones here, it won't really matter. But I don't know if those drones can escape here.
Well,
He's left enough units back at home. I think he's actually going to be okay. But here comes all the Mutas.
Well, Hero's definitely not out of this game yet. Oh, picks off another Templar.
Yeah, no storms going down on these Mutas. He needs to storm, but he doesn't have any Templar.
It's going to be a violent game for these guys. Oh, the probes getting caught in the middle of the transfer back to the main as well. Oh, good storm by Hero.
On all the probes, though, just barely hitting those.
Oh, man. And look at that. Hero has to come home.
Yeah, he's got to come home. He's sending stalkers up to the top left, but CrazymoviNG has made spines in preparation for this, man. He says, you can't do anything, man.
Yep.
I'm actually so impressed with CrazymoviNG's play right now.
It's looking pretty good so far.
I can't even tell you guys.
The
you
game's
guys can
not
probably
over
tell.
yet, but it's looking pretty good for CrazymoviNG. Hero is kind of being pushed all over the map here.
Well, Hero has done a good job of avoiding those spines. He blinked past them. He's actually cleaned up a lot of the drones at that top left base, but he's going to lose his main Nexus here. All of his gateways in the main unpowered.
Oh, he's going to... Oh, huge storm on those Mutas, but there's just so many of them.
Oh, nice storm again.
Storm.
If he can get one more.
Whoa! A little bit of a whiff there, but
the Stalkers are ready.
Yeah, that's the thing. Those Mutas are really low in health. They're basically trapped back there for a while now.
Yeah, those Mutas are in timeout right now, essentially. And, you know, during all this, Hero was able to kill the top right base. It was not well defended.
Yeah.
He killed all the drones at the top left base as well. So he's actually doing okay. He's doing better than we thought initially, but the problem is he's running out of money. He's got that third base mining, the natural base.
Oh,
no!
Oh, man, those Mutas are already so low on health. This is exactly what Hero needs to do, though. Keep those Mutas pinned back behind that base. That's going to allow him finally to have the time to take care of these satellite expansions. This may actually be what gets Hero back in the game.
Yeah, this may be indeed.
I think it already has, honestly.
Now, remember the probe count not very good for Hero. He's going to lose quite a few of them here.
Yep.
Losing some Mutas, but it's okay. Right now the worker count 63 to 43. Hero is not in the best shape. You know, he's got a strong army, but the problem is he can never push out an attack. There's too many spine crawlers. There's too many Mutas to come home. He's going to catch some of those Mutas.
But the Mutas do escape. Most of them do. That's what CrazymoviNG wanted to do, is connect it back with the rest of his flock. Still 30 Mutalisks out on the field. Quite a large amount. That Spore Crawler is going to slowly die. Poor Spore Crawler.
That is sad for that Sport Crawler.
Now, CrazymoviNG starting to run a little bit low on resources, man. It's expensive to make all those mutas.
Yeah, he's actually just going to fight these Stalkers head-on, which I actually like. He's got 2-1 upgrades on his mutas. He's actually trading really efficiently here. Hero cannot afford to remake those Stalkers. Look how many photon cannons he's making. That was actually a really smart choice by CrazymoviNG to say, you know what, I'm just going to fight you here. I'm going to trade Stalkers. You cannot move out with your Stalkers as long as you don't have a maxed out army. You'll never break my spines. You don't have Colossi. You're not going to make Colossi anyways.
Yeah. Oh, is he going to go for the Templar again? He could. He gets Sentry.
Nice blink forward by Hero.
Yep.
Oh no, his army's out of position again, but there are Templar back this time.
Those Templar have just been so important in stopping this muta harass.
This is an intense game, guys.
I know, really. No kidding.
CrazymoviNG going to come in here again, finish off the probes at the natural.
His mutalist harass has just been so good.
It's been so spot on, man. It's it's actually...
He's eaten some big storms, but I mean, he has controlled his mutalisks. He's made better decisions than I think I've seen a lot of Zerg players made.
I'm clicking on each one of these mutas, man. A lot of them racking up the kills. They've got 2-1 upgrades, +2
that helps.
attack, and +1 carapace, of course, on those mutas as well. He's actually now splitting them into 2 groups.
Yep.
Well, the groups just rejoined each other. They decided they wanted to be together after all.
Yep.
We weren't going to have a Civil War mutalisk situation.
What is Hero going to do?
Oh, he's just dodging every storm. He's baiting out the storms and going for the probes where it counts.
Yeah, wow. Picking up Stalkers, pulling back.
I can't even stress. Look at how he engaged that. He engaged where the Stalkers were clumped up, where most of them couldn't fire, and then when the Stalkers were able to fire, that's when he got out. He knew, okay, I can pick up a Stalker here, then go back.
Man.
How many times has he killed that assimilator now, man? I think like 8?
5 or 6 at least. Maybe more, maybe. I don't know.
He knew the storm was going to be there before it was even there.
I know. He's actually drawing out storms. This is so impressive. I have never seen muta control like this.
Those mutas are quite crazily moving, man. That's what I have to say about this.
See where he gets his name now, that's for sure. Look at this.
Unpower these gateways again. Yeah, this is just... Hero has just been slowly worn down this entire game.
Yep.
Take out the pile and then leave. Doesn't even lose any mutas.
Yeah.
He's going to go now to the 4th base. You don't have cannons at this side? Oh, I planned it from the beginning. Ah!
He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get his mutas trapped there again. Does take some more damage from Storm, but...
Here's the thing, though. Even though those mutas are trapped, you know, he actually did not trap them, but even if they were, CrazymoviNG is up 60 supply. He's got more bases mining. He's got control of the middle of the map.
Oh, another big storm there.
Yeah, he took a lot of hits on that storm.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful here. He's done a good job so far of preserving the mutalisks that he has.
Hero has reached the tipping point, man. He's sending his Stalkers now to CrazymoviNG's 4th base down here at the bottom.
Yep.
There are Zerglings and mutas waiting for him. Are there enough? There's a lot of storms here that are going to get dropped.
Oh, look at that. More mutas already at home. The storm missing again. He picks off a Templar. Gets the mutas away. Meanwhile, mutas in the main.
Oh, he's targeting down so many Templar here.
He flew his mutalisks right over the Templar, so he would have to storm himself as well. But
that's what I call CrazymoviNG, man.
That's right.
Well, OGS Hero has gotten his Stalkers to a tough spot here. There's no real retreat. He's going to try to blink back into his main.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
But during this time, CrazymoviNG's just going to go kill probes. That's what he's doing already.
Yep. What is the probe count right now for
I'll tell you guys. Right now, 68 drones and 25 probes.
How many? What's the workers killed? Let's check that out.
Workers killed, 74 workers killed for CrazymoviNG, 18 for Hero. Plus 3 flyer attacks, man. That High Templar over there could do some serious damage if he decides to.
CrazymoviNG. I'm liking this guy.
He's going to go for it.
Oh.
This is a smart decision by Hero, making use of this Templar.
Yep. Nice storm there, killing a lot of drones.
Yeah, in total 7 drone kills there.
Yep.
Hero still has an army, but CrazymoviNG has done such a good job with spine crawlers that he can never really commit to an attack without losing his units. He does, however, now finally have that 4th base secure at the top right. That's something CrazymoviNG has not really dealt with. Nice storm here. That could really help turn the tide for Hero. He needs things like this right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that is a huge storm. And suddenly Hero actually kind of regaining a presence in the middle of the map.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Zerglings die so quickly to storm. CrazymoviNG has to be really, really careful about where he decides to engage. He's done a very good job of deciding to engage in the right places so far this game, but all it's going to take is one little mistake, and that could change the tide of the game really easily.
Oh, he's going to catch a lot of these. That may be the one little mistake you're talking about. Yeah, he's catching a lot of these mutas.
Yep.
Hero's still down on supply, but CrazymoviNG, he's got a lot of gas. You know what I would like to see CrazymoviNG do at this point? He got Infestation Pit Tech, he's got a Hive, he does not have Infestors, he does not have an Ultralisk Cavern, you know? These are the things he could do. He's got so many Zerglings out on the map. Oh, nice, catching a lot of these mutas.
Well, you know, CrazymoviNG is basically being like, I'm going to end the game with this composition or I'm going to lose. Here come all the Zerglings here going after the Stalkers. Some of the Stalkers being stormed and having to blink back. A lot of energy being used on those Templars as well, though. And he is just going straight up Ling Muta. That is just what he is going to do.
That is what he's going to do, man. These Zerglings do not, I believe, have adrenal glands, which actually is a little bit surprising. Yeah, he does not have adrenal glands despite having a Hive for quite some time. Oh no! Taking a lot of hits on those mutas, and I hate to say it, but CrazymoviNG has tried to make Mutalisk work this entire game, and he made him work for 90% of this game, but now it's getting a little bit scary for him.
He was doing a great job, but that transition in the late game never really happened.
There's a time in this game where he had enough resources to make an Ultralisk switch, make an Infestor switch. Look at his creep spread. There is none. You know, he's been able to multitask these mutas so well. But the problem is now he doesn't have a composition he can really use to end the game.
Unfortunately, that's true, yeah. He can severely limit the resources that Hero has by taking out this base. That will be very helpful. That's basically Hero's only mining base right now. But Hero taking out another base of CrazymoviNG as well. If you look, though, at the income in the upper right part of your screen, you can see, though, that Hero is really starting to hurt. He needs to make use of every unit here.
Right now with the income tab, Hero is getting 0 minerals per minute income right now, literally mining no minerals, whereas CrazymoviNG is getting about 2,000. He's still got an economy. He's got that top center base up. He's getting the top right base. He's remaking that. And I'd like to see him get some beefy units. You know, mutas cannot fight High Templar and Stalkers forever. If he can get some beefy units, he can end this game, but he's just still continuing to just out-multitask his opponent. Gonna take out these cannons. He may even get this Nexus if he wants to. Limit the Chrono Boost thing.
Taking out cannons like that.
Oh, getting the Templar Icons is pretty smart.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do that a long time ago already, actually. And sacrificing another base, it's actually okay. I mean, if he can kill all the production buildings of Hero, basically then it's going to be like, all right, I can kind of wait it out. I can make sure that I have enough to take what you have. There's going to be no more Templar.
Hero cannot make units right now. He's long distance mining as much as he can. If he can long distance mine 400 minerals, then he can remake a Nexus. Oh, that was not the best storm I've ever seen. And now these mutas are just going to clean up everything here.
Yep, a lot of damage on those mutas. If it is just too much, that might be the end of it right there.
That might be it, man. He just does not have a combat force anymore. He's got no map presence. He still has that chunk of units that's going to kill the top right base of CrazymoviNG.
Probe's getting taken down, going into the meat grinder, the glaive worm meat grinder.
Yeah, remember, you guys, these mutas have +3 weapons.
Yeah, they come very quickly. Zerglings in the main. It is going to be very difficult for Hero to think about winning this game.
Yeah, it's now
as CrazymoviNG
with triple the supply. He still has a large +3 weapons army in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's actually only one probe.
He might be able to kill this Mutalisk force, maybe if CrazymoviNG allows him to fight him straight up and hit storms, but he's not going to allow that, man. He's CrazymoviNG.
He's CrazymoviNG. He's been CrazymoviNG all game. 37 Mutalisks out on the field right now, and no probes. So this is it for
nice
Hero.
Target firing here.
Oh,
avoids the Archon.
Yeah.
Oh, the Templar!
Oh, the Templar, like, we better storm ourselves.
Pulling off a few mutas to try to target down those Templar didn't quite work out for him. Still, no roaches in production. Nothing but Zerglings and mutas. The Zerglings still don't even have adrenal glands.
Yeah. This is the weirdest game.
This is a little bit crazy, man.
Yep. CrazymoviNG. He's still got a good amount of resources. He's remaking some bases here.
And he's actually just going to clean this army up now. He's just going to pick off a few more Stalkers. Even if he loses some mutas, if he doesn't even trade perfectly, it's fine.
He's taking the base right next to Hero's base as well.
I guess this is the most ideal situation for Hero at this point, but going to target down these Templar.
That was the last of the Templar as well.
That was the last, man.
Yep. Now it's just some Stalkers and some Archons left over. He's going to continue to be careful with it.
Drone's going to fight here, and I think he will actually clean up this last Stalker force with the upgrades that CrazymoviNG has.
Yeah, I mean,
that is going to be about it.
Oh, he needs to be careful about that Archon. Oh man, that Archon does a lot of damage.
But look at all these Zerglings. He can even use the drones to clean it up if he needs to at this point.
Yeah.
4 supply left, and you're looking at it right
Those
there.
two stalkers are the last units that Hero has. And get ready for 0 units. No units right now on the map for Hero. GG.
GG.
Wow, Crazy Moving is like, so you think you can dance, Hero? You can't. I'm Crazy Moving.
Crazy Moving looked a little bit stressed out. There were several moments in that game where Crazy Moving was very, very close to dead.
Yeah.
You know, when Hero finally did that move out where he was removing hatcheries at the external parts of the map, that was the part where he was like, all right, you still only have Zerglings and Mutas. Your Zerglings aren't that heavily upgraded. You don't have Adrenal Glands. You don't have Ultralists, and I can actually just move out. Yeah, you've killed all my production facilities in my main. You've unpowered them, but I'm going to remake them in other places. And,
Well,
Crazy Moving had a time where he had like 2,000 resources, you know?
Yeah.
And that was the time where he should have made a few Infestors, or got the Ultralists out, or got Adrenal Glands, or got some better upgrades.
Every once in a while, you come across a player that's just so good with one particular unit that they can just make it work. Like, that's just how they play. That's the only game I've ever seen Crazy Moving play, so I don't want to judge too quickly, but it seems like if he plays like that with Mutalisks every game, he could be that guy.
Imagine how good his Muse could be in ZVT, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when I saw this game here, I mean, I've watched a lot of Crazy Moving's play before. I work a lot with Infinity 7. I've helped them out a lot, and I've spent a lot of time with these guys, so I'm pretty close to them. But when I watched this Mutalist game and this ZVP, I got nerd chills like I got when I watched Kyrix versus Marine King, where I'm like, he's actually just like running through storms to kill High Templar and then getting out.
Yeah, well, the
He's
decision
crazily
making was very
moving.
good. Yeah, I mean, the decision making was so good. Just the constant pressure he put on. I mean, it must.
The
have
Roach
just
is on
been,
one side, then the Muse on the other, then the Muse on the main.
Yeah, well, that just must have been a hugely draining game for Hero to play. You know, I mean, to have to deal with that for an entire 30-minute game. I don't know. We're moving on to looks like. Belshire Beach. I was looking at the map and I'm like, oh, it's a different color scheme. Now I recognize it. Will be Belshire Beach. And check it out, guys.
Oh, here's how you guys can watch 2 streams at once. If you go to the settings on the Golem Player, go to the General tab, go to allow multiple instances of Golem Player to be run. So now if you have that open, then you can open up 2 different Golem Players on both. So you guys can watch Caldor. He's a little bit lonely over there by himself, you know.
Yeah.
Send him your support. Tweet at him at Caldor as well. You know, tell him how much you guys love what he's doing, going over there to give us so we can broadcast all of these.
Yep, we've got so many games in this Code A
I've
round
got the
1.
sickest nerd chills, man, after that game.
Dude, I just I'm hoping that it's not a fluke. I'm like, if he really is that good with Mutalisks every game, this guy's going to be fun to watch. So we'll have to see Game 2 on Belshire Beach. Getting started here, Liquid Hero versus IS Crazy Moving. Let's see what happens.